What's up, everybody? Today we are going to try to do Venom. Alright, I saw there's a preview for the Venom 2 movie coming out pretty soon, and I liked Venom 1, so we're going to try to do an easy head-on Venom of just his head. So let's give this a shot. So I'm going to start right around the middle of the paper here, and the first thing I'm going to do is the top of his head. So it's just going to be a big half circle, not a little bit more than a half circle actually, okay, but we're not going to connect it. All right, now from there on both sides, here's what I want you to do. You're going to do a curve out here and a curve out here, okay. Now on this side, what you're going to do, actually let's do it on the bottom first. I want you to come down to the bottom, and right in the middle here we're going to do a little curve like this. See how it's kind of lined up with these things? That's kind of how you know it's in the middle. And then from the bottom, let's go up and curve into here. Okay, on both sides. Up and curve into there. All right? Cool. Okay, now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do the top part of his mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bump right here, like that. And then on this side, I'm going to come in, and this side, in, like that. Now this is where it gets tricky, because this is kind of like his upper lip, but he's going to have these teeth coming out, okay? So I'm going to start in the middle with the teeth, all right? So watch how I do this right here. I'm going to come down and make a point and then kind of curve it in. And on the other side, it's going to just be complete opposite in. Okay, so now that we have the two front teeth, now we can just build off of that. So I'm going to do a tooth here, here, and kind of one back there. Okay? Let's do the same thing on the other side. Notice how the teeth kind of get smaller as I go back. Like that. Alright? Cool. Now from here we're going to have his tongue. Now, one thing that I should have done is left this blank so that his tongue could come out of that. And we're just going to fix that with the design of it. Now if you did it in pencil, after you draw this tongue, you'll be able to erase this little spot. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So for his tongue, I'm going to start on one of these teeth, and I'm going to come down, wrap it around, and then back into here, and then I'm going to hook it up into the teeth like that. So this is what I'm talking about. This thing right here you could actually probably erase, but I'm going to kind of work it into the design of his tongue is what I'm going to do. Okay, because his tongue is going to be kind of two-toned color, so you don't have to copy these lines exactly that I'm putting on here. But you'll see when I color that I'm going to end up kind of coloring over that line. Okay. Now we got to do his bottom teeth. All right. So his bottom teeth, we're going to start kind of very similar to the top. Make one tooth. And there's actually a smaller one in here. Mirror the smaller one the other direction. Make that match the big one. And now they're kind of angling up like that. Okay? Now from here, all we're going to do is we need to connect the upper mouth with the lower mouth. So what I'm going to do is draw a line, go over the tongue, and connect into that corner, from here, I can go right past the tongue and connect into that corner. Okay? So I'm going to take a minute now while you guys are rewinding the video, pausing the video, getting all these teeth. That was a lot of details. The tongue. I'm going to color in this back part of the mouth so you can really see it better and see where you're going to need to color totally black. I'm going to do totally black for the back of his mouth, but then whenever I color Venom, I'm going to use a black crayon and it won't be quite as dark, so that we can see the difference between how dark it is in the back of his mouth versus his skin tone. Okay, there we go. So we got that part done. Now we got to go to the eyes. These are tricky buggers. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start way up here, and I'm going to draw a line down on both sides like this. Okay? Now he has this little divot here and over. Divot, over. Up, divot, up. Up, divot, up. Okay? Now this is going to spike up, down. All right? Ready? Spike up, down. Now we're going to wrap it around, in just a little bit. This comes up like a big hook, and then down. Okay? Big hook, down, and then finally one more little spike on the side like that for his eyes. Okay? Now we're going to add just a little bit of detail here. So I'm going to just put some little lines in here. Just to give it some little bit of detail. And that'll look cool whenever I color it in. Alright. I think I can color. Now the colors is what's going to really make this thing kind of pop, in my opinion. So Venom does not have blue eyes, but what I'm going to do is use this light blue just to kind of add a little bit of highlight to his eyes. So what I'm going to do is just add a tiny bit of blue here, and I'm not going to push very hard, just to kind of give his eyes a kind of a shine to them, like a reflection. So I used a blue very, very lightly. Don't want to use that for a whole lot. For the mouth, I'm going to have 2 tones of red. So I'm going to push pretty hard on some of these areas that I drew out those shapes. Okay? And like I said, yours you may have erased that line, which will definitely look better, but I think when it's colored, it's going to look fine. Okay? Now you have 2 options for in here. You can use a different shade of red, a lighter red, or use your same one, but don't push as hard. And that's what I'm going to do. Like that. Okay? Now we're going to go with the black. Now remember, this is super dark. And oh wait, I need a little bit more red. I forgot about his upper lip. Up here. This is red too. Alright. Now I can go in with the black. And with the black, I didn't want this to be as dark as the mouth, but I do want some shading. So you can see there's certain areas I'm pushing harder, in certain areas I'm pushing lighter, for sure. And there we go. There we go. We have a Venom head. All right, guys, give it a shot.